I'm coming down broken down and defeated, deterred and busy and confused, sleeping. You're dying while I wait you to get started on the journey chosen, wasted, now it's selected. I was so bad, what happened? Fall out of the sky and crush me in my smile. I was so bad, what happened? Fall out of the sky and crush me in my smile. Sober, sad and jaded. Then I'm coming back broken down and defeated. You are dying while I wait you to get started. You are dying while I wait you to get started. I was so bad, what happened? Fall out of the sky, yeah. Push me in my smile. I was so bad, what happened? Fall out of the sky and crush me in my smile.
I'm a motherfucking unicorn, a one-of-one. The vibe being the love and light, then light and one. My karma is interstellar, I live by truth. Fighting evil, my scars are living proof. Protecting you from the storms with all my might. Love me, I will treat you right. You ever cross me, it's the last thing you'll ever do. With my crown of thorns, I'll wreck you. I ain't playing, yo, Reinhardt, call me a saint. Too bad, Chris, because Bigfoot knows my name. I'm a messenger of God, with loyalty I serve, taking out all evil with his holy word. A true Knights Templar, sword in hand, slice you up, bury you in the sand. I'm a motherfucking unicorn, you'll never find anyone like me. Born in the Bronx, raised in NYC, so listen up, take heed. I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. My true Knights Templar, sword in hand, slice you up, bury you in the sand. I'm a motherfucking unicorn, you'll never find anyone like me. Born in the Bronx, raised in NYC, so listen up, take heed. I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Hello. Welcome to Third Eye Live. I'm your host, Sir Bryan Bowden. Yes, Knights Templar, born in hand, with sword, and blah blah blah. Thank you very much. I'm sorry about last week. I set up StreamYard to run an old show with Robert Vanderbrook and Johnny Webb. It was a great show. Robert has an amazing set of abilities. So I had to upload it to YouTube because it wouldn't run on YouTube, but it did run on Facebook. I want to thank you. Mark Getty, Mark Getty Productions. He will be eventually here. He was on assignment. And I'm not even going to mess around. I want to get dirty and filthy. So we're going to bring the man of the hour and Dirty Filth himself out of Canada. Welcome to the broadcast, sir. You have to, see, I don't do what you do. When I was on, I always forget that my mic's muted.
I it's just force of habit because usually I'm trying not to swear when I'm drawing cartoons on the show. So,
Well, that's fine. You could, I get it. And that's where I met you technically through Spaced Out Radio, Dave Scott and the crew over there. That's where you were just I started what is this cool thing right here? And you were doing cartoons. I guess, did you start at, is that where, how did you get that gig with Dave? Does he owe you
first,
money? Come on, let's be serious here.
I got a lot of dirt on him. Don't worry. It's, I just want to say thanks for inviting me on the show. I really appreciate it. I know this is probably besides, I think I went on Spaced Out Radio once or twice, talk about stuff. And this is the only other official show that I've been on. And it's cool because I don't really get a chance to just talk about myself. And anyways, so I originally,
that's the cool
sorry, go
part,
ahead.
right? No, that's the cool part. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but continue on, please.
So I think it was 2018, about that. I drew a cartoon of the sports model UFO, and I messaged Dave. I go, "Hey, do you want this cartoon?" He goes, "Oh, really? You'd give that to me?" And I go, "Well, did Bob Bigelow own Skinwalker Ranch?" And he goes, "Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'll take it." So I mailed it to him, and then I just started sending him drawings every week. I'd listen to the show and I'd draw something from the show, and he goes, "Would you like to maybe draw for us once a week?" And I go, "Yeah, sure." So I did that since 2019-ish. And then after we went to the Vegas party in 2022, my associate, Nicole Sakic, brought the idea up that maybe I should draw on the show. So one thing led to another. And then now I just draw cartoons pretty much Monday to Thursday. We're usually rolling dice on Fridays. And then I have my own show on at 2:00 Pacific on Saturdays.
Congratulations on the 2:00 show. I mean, that's great.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
I mean, what I loved about it is I love the style. So I used the background. I used two of them. And we're going to get into some more of it down the line. We'll go use your website. We'll show some of the cartoons, and we'll promote the book because I got a copy of the book. I was a pain in the ass to you, though.
It took a while to get them.
No. It was fine. It was just there's something about an autographed book. I love supporting artists, and that's not just art like we see behind me, but musicians and authors and whatever. But when it comes to books, I just like having the autograph. My dad used to work for Wide World Photos. He's the one that sold all the photos about Jennifer Flowers and destroyed Bill Clinton. So that was his star as his client. He was paparazzi technically. I'm like, Dad, those are yours? He's like, yeah. I'm like, fucking A, you brought down the president. This is fucking great. I'm like, great job. There you go. Put that star on the fridge. But there's something to it. Here we go. Here's another Canadian. Florida's going down. That's a newfie right there. Yeah, well, Florida is my second team, and then whatever. I'm not going to get involved in it because Dave is just if they Oilers win the cup, we'll never see the end of it. Dave Scott, spaced
As long,
out.
as long as the Leafs don't win the cup, that's all that matters.
I'll tell you, I thought the Leafs had a shot this year, and then again, it's the Leafs, so never. And then the
Anyway,
whole controversy about the commissioner, and I'm not getting involved in that. It's tough being a hockey fan, but
it is.
I want to, when I started doing the show, I do a lot of paranormal stuff. You know that I'm a, like Dave's always like, and I became like, he's a great guy. I became really friendly with him, like a brother. I call him, we talk outside of the show, and he's like, "What are you doing tonight, my guest?" I'm like, "I'm there. If I could do it, I'm gonna be there." And then we'll talk about whatever comes up, and that's how I do it. But when I was a pain because I want to buy your book and I want to support you, but I'd like to give you money directly because you're selling on Amazon, correct?
Correct.
And Amazon takes a cut, and I don't like that shit.
Yeah,
I
it's like
want you to
kind of
make
like
the
a.
whole thing. It's a pain in the ass, right?
And I appreciate it. And I like to do autographed books and everything. And I myself am a terrible pest when every band, I think every band and author at this point in time, when they release something new, like a new album or a new book, they're like, oh, that guy's going to email me again. Can I have a signed copy? That's me. Like every time. I just finished harassing
That's me.
An author earlier today, Alyssa Hazel, for one of her
never
books.
heard of. And
the book. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Never heard of them. That's why.
Alyssa Hazel does speculative fantasy and science fiction, I think she calls it. But anyways, I was bugging her for a signed book, and she goes, "Oh, it's like $30 to ship to Canada." I don't care. The shipping doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
it's the sign bit that I like. I actually have a signed book from Brandon Fugel, Skinwalker Ranch, because that guy has probably like 15 of my drawings. I watch the series and then I draw cartoons on it, frame them up, and mail it to him. Yeah, he mailed me a book.
Oh, that's so cool. So he actually that's really nice of him. I mean, like he's loaded, so it's not good. Like he doesn't give a shit about postage.
Yeah, but the cool thing is it's a book that he's read because you can tell it's been worn. He wrote in it, and the thing is, he's a big book collector too. I know he's got some super rare books. So, and me as a book nerd myself, to give away a book is unfathomable. I have all these like old books that are like super old. I just can't get rid of them. And I buy the same book with a different cover. I have that problem as well.
Oh, it's like comic books with me. I mean, I grew up with comic books, and then I stopped because it kind of got like, too commercialized. But one of my friends, I went to a high school of art and design. I'm an artist. Where you majored? I majored in architecture and interior design. I finished like 6 months early. I was going to quit school, and then that January I talked to a guidance counselor. They said, "Well, you graduated already." He says, "But don't play hooky. Just come in and you do whatever you want." So I went to I designed dresses for that went to the fashion show. We did movies. We had one kid who was an albino, and they did In Search of the Great White Ape. But he was, he got it. Everybody was comical. No one was offended back then. I mean, like nobody.
Yeah.
So
I grew up with like Ren and Stimpy and Beavis and Butthead. It's impossible to be offended.
Were you the boys that caught whacking off in my trailer? See, I told you can curse on this show, but what I'm as an artist, I love that little personal touch. Like I have a friend, he had a radio show, Black Swamp Radio, Arizona Tramp, and that's his, I guess, radio name. The name he was going with for so long. That's how I knew him, but he has a real name. It's Paul Eisen. And he writes now authors in the book. So I support him. I'm like, I want an autographed copy. So I sent him the money in for shipping. And he comes back with it like the shittiest article, like yeah, the sky's falling, Chicken Little. Fuck you, Paul. Like, gee, thanks, man. That's like in Major League, or not Major League, the one about the baseball, the women's like baseball league. Like the kid gets the ball signed by Jimmy Dugan. You're like, what did he write? Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. Like it's the same shit.
Well, that's practical life advice, really, if you think about it.
It is. You know what? You want to avoid the flaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Hate that
it's
dirty
like,
toilet seats.
yeah, damn it, damn it. But I love the teacup, by the way. And there we go, yummy tea right there.
Oh
Um,
yes,
yeah,
delicious, delicious tea. Very
yeah.
important.
I found something like, when people, well, when people pass away, family members pass away, their shit moves down to the next level, and so on and so forth. So I'm going through some of my aunt's stuff, and I found a teacup set from like 1930, 40s, and on engraved, it's a Tiffany set, and engraved in it is swastikas. And I'm like, oh, Hitler's tea set. It's like, what the hell's going on here? Um, you have the markings on there.
This this is made in Czechoslovakia, by the way. So
Ah,
this
probably
was made in a place that
fine
doesn't even exist
Czechoslovakian.
anymore.
Yes. So
They had to
JV
go and
loves it.
balkanize it.
JV, you need to have him on. He does all the
Yeah.
paranormal stuff.
Settle down. Sorry,
Uh-oh. No problem.
cats.
I've got an asshole Labradoodle. I mean, sorry, Australian Labradoodle that's a little bit rambunctious. Hey, Dawn.
Hi,
Dawn
Don.
is an owner of We Kick Brass with her husband, and they're in West Palm Beach, Florida,
And
and
they
they're the
make
best.
brass knuckles.
No, they're an outdoor store, and they can hook you up with some outdoor pew pew. Maybe not in Canada though. I don't think we ship to Canada.
No, we're not allowed to have firearms in Canada anymore.
Oh, not yet, but that's coming.
Yeah, that'll be soon enough. They
But I mean, yeah, I hope so. I mean, you guys need to get that stuff back. You know, yeah, cats even better.
we,
She likes
we've had a lot
cats.
of boating accidents in Canada.
But boating accidents? Yeah.
Yeah, geez, these are prohibited. Oh, boating accident.
Up. Let's get rid of the boats.
Yeah,
But let's offer children assisted suicide. I digress. I
yeah.
don't want to go there.
All right,
I'm going to not screw my algorithm.
yeah.
I'm not even monetized, but whatever. It'll be fun. But I
Well,
just love the fact that the authored copies, it's just something, it's personal. And I have to tell my youngest daughter about like all those are authored copies. Like my dad dealt with all these books. So he was able to get like the guy that did a book on Joe DiMaggio. He got an author, like he has a note saying, thank you very much for the photos, blah, blah, blah. And it has it on the book. The one place he screwed up, remember the artist that does Nina? I forgot his name. It's where you have to find the
oh,
Ninas in it. Um, I forgot the artist's name. So he goes and meets the artist like in 1999, right? And he gets the artist to sign the book to Don, best wishes, whatever the artist's name is, and puts the year 2020. And I looked at him like, are you an idiot? What happens if he dies now? No one's going to believe that you met him. Like, it's like, what?
yeah. That's oops. Hopefully, he
Yeah,
lives a long time.
you know, Bryce, Ken Gearhart will be at the Crossing Realms conference this September 19th, 20th in Richmond, Missouri. And you should come down with some of those books and have him sign them. Keith from 1675 is here. Hey, Keith. But I love that stuff. So, but when I started this show, I always do paranormal, and somehow I'm going to have a paranormal based something. So technically, the paranormal based something is you doing artwork on Space Out Radio and, paranormal based. These are his
Well,
drawings behind me. This is Mothman,
and Bigfoot.
Mothman, and Bigfoot. There's a ton. We're going to go take a look at some of them as well. Um,
If
and
it's any
I just love to
consolation,
say again.
sorry. If it's any
Okay.
consolation, I've seen the same ghost twice, so that should count. There you go. There's your paranormal.
There you go. But I wanted to know, like the premise is how your intuition, dreams, premonitions, or whatever it is, has led you down the path, your third eye, to what you do. And when you're dealing with artists like Filthy, Dirty Filth, um, does did that ever play a role in what you do and how you do it?
Well, I don't know. I always have to this is about like this like dream stuff, so I'm not sure if that really counts, but I have to like preface all my dreams. Every time I dream, I've never known nobody else generally does this, but I can always smell and taste and feel my dreams. They're always in color, and usually I guess I like wake up, for the better word of a lack of word or whatever. I wake up and I just basically do a normal, boring life until I wake up back like in this physical body plane. And sometimes when I'm in my dreams, I can like plan my drawings and things that I plan to do, and it's that's not really, I guess it's not really paranormal, but I can plan my ideas and they seem to always go through in the waking form of myself, if that makes any sense at all.
No, it does make sense. So this is actually important because a lot of people don't remember their dreams, and you should be dreaming in color. I used to have a saying that we dream in color, but we dream in Technicolor, but live in black and white. Technicolor does not work anymore. I'm going to add comments to the show automatically, so they should be popping up on the right side. But the fact that you wake up and you can smell, taste, and touch means that you are, and I'm not going to say lucid dreaming, you are definitely in touch with something at a higher frequency than everybody else. But you should be, because you're quantitative. When you're an artist, you use two hemispheres. Have you been doing this? You've been doing this since you were like a kid, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I have I have a copyright from, what does it say on there? 2006. I got a copyright for a character that I made. I used to draw them all the time, and it was so I got a copyright for that, and then I set up my website, and I've just been, drawing, releasing, just selling art at art walks and to random people and everything. Nothing fancy. I published my book, and working on the second one. Oh,
there's the website. I'm gonna scroll back up. Sorry. So this is it, Fylthy.com. Fylthy.com.
Yeah, cursing. People using the well, and I've had this for so long now. Every time it comes up for renewal, I'm like, should I just take the like $4,000 that it's worth? Like, nah, had it for too long.
Yeah, I love when they give you those those offers. Like, your website is worth $4,000. So, and we're going to be talking about. He does have a calendar. You can buy it on Etsy. We're going to give that link in the show notes.
It's a little bit late for a calendar, but you can always get one anyways and enjoy the artwork.
I like it because of the artwork. And then this is his volume 1. This is the book in question where I was like, hey, can I get an autographed copy? I'll PayPal you the whatever. And that was a fucking task. It was just better that way. When you sell on Kindle or whatever, KDP, right? Sounds like a chicken restaurant. They take a certain freaking portion of things, and the problem with that is
you have to pay for the printing as well.
Yeah, you have to pay for all this stuff. So by the time you have to price it in a certain zone that will make you some money, and even though you put up a PDF, but it's time, effort, energy, and it's an amazing book. It's just fun.
Thank you. I also have really my web witch, the lady that does all my websites and everything. She helps me with my books, so I split everything I make with her as well. We've been doing this like tag team things since we were like 18, so
that works.
Pretty good.
That's. Look who showed up!
Oh, jeez, Dave
showed up. There he is. I've asked him on several times, but he's like, not until hockey season's over. So you're coming on September. Yeah. Thanks. 1-0 Oilers.
Preseason starts in September, so.
Yeah, it does. It does start September, so I don't even know when the F I'm gonna get there. I'll be on Bigfoot Michigan Rob tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm going to be talking a lot tomorrow. I can't shut up sometimes.
That's
Um,
right.
but yeah, I just like giving, if you can give the author the money directly, it's great. That's why, like at the conferences, like I've tried to get to the SOR, beat the fans or whatever the heck it is. And every time it was like one, I was moving. Two, I almost died, had a heart attack. That was fun. I wish I
Okay,
avoided
we'll
that
let that
shit.
one slide.
Yeah, we'll let that. And then having certain other issues this year. But I'd like them to come out to the East Coast, come to Florida. We don't have anything like this, and it would be great, and it'd probably be a hell of a lot less expensive. Um, so just an idea. There's a lot of people from Michigan here. Um, but do you sell the books at the conference? Oh, you didn't. You did you go to the last one? That was
No,
just
I didn't go to the one this year.
okay.
I brought a whole bunch of original artwork, and actually, uh, a nice chap from England bought one that he said his
They're
wife was
great.
probably going to steal. So I
I
was like, we
they're
should buy
great.
two then. But
You sent
yeah,
me a card, and you sent me some other little cute things, and I
oh,
love
you're on the
the
Christmas
original.
card list.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Um, I just love the style because I was a Far Side guy,
Ooh, I love
and
Far
it
Side.
has that Far Side esque type of feel to it, and it's fun. I love the fact you do this. Literally, go to Spaced Out Radio. They're on 9 p.m. Pacific to midnight. When you're a guest on the East Coast, it kind of sucks from 12 to 3 in the morning. It used to be from 12 to 3, and then you're all tired. By the time you get off, you're kind of jacked up, and then you don't get to sleep till about 5. And then, yeah, whatever. But, and you'll see Fylth on there often, Monday through Friday. And then you have the show, Saturday, right?
Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific. So it's for about an hour or so. This will be my third show this coming Saturday. So yeah, 2 p.m. Pacific Saturdays on the Spaced Out Radio channel. I go in there, yell at the cats, fight with them, draw cartoons, tell weird stories, and yeah, works out pretty good.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm sure you have a ton of weird stories. We can get into some of those too. But kind of jumping around a little bit. When I started this, I didn't necessarily want to do paranormal, you know, and I wanted to get more artists on, and I want to because I think that's what's missing in life. Your artwork is fun, it's humorous, and everybody's too serious. Everybody takes everything so freaking seriously. It's like, I'd
Yep.
love you to do something like a Bigfoot pulling the stick out of some normal person's ass, because that's the problem. I'm just going to go into some. I'm going to share it one more time and then go back so we can scroll down for a second. But I want to show some of the artwork um, that you have there, and it's if when you take things too seriously, life sucks, you know. And you have this really cool way of just making things fun, like the
I like the
Mothman.
redacted is my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, the redacted.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
Yeah. On the subject of aliens, yes, they're real. It's a good one. I'm going to scroll up. These are just some of many he's done. And that's why you need to buy the book. You need to buy this
Yes,
book right
and one for
here.
your mom.
Yes. And because um, some holidays coming up, it makes a great holiday gift.
I tell people it also works as a good liner for a bird cage.
I had a hardest time. I was doing paintings, and then that's great. And people, I've said that to people, like, if you don't like it, just cut it up and use it as scrap. It's because you don't know if they're going to treat it right. As an artist, you kind of it's that's like a baby. And when you give something away original, it's like, like, you kind of get like, are you gonna do something with it, or what are you gonna do with it? What's going
Yeah,
on with that?
I always make. I was just looking for see if there's some drawings handy. But I was just gonna say I've sold stuff at art walks and to other people and some couple commissions and everything, and I always wonder where it goes. Like I said, Brandon Fugel's got about 15 of my drawings, and I
Well,
was just
he
wondering
should
if they're like,
invite you out. He should invite you out and go to
yeah,
Skinwalker Ranch.
yeah. He tell his brother to fly the helicopter up here and pick me up, or like I always say, like Jim Goodall needs to come pick me up in an SR-71. That'd be so cool.
That would be pretty damn cool.
I'm
Oh, and
terrified
look,
of flying, so oh,
I don't like flying. And there he is, and he has clothes on. I was
hi
telling
Mark.
Mark, come on the show after Mark went to a um
Cryptid
cryptid
class.
cryptid class. I get to see that's a great drawing right there. Bigfoot with a pointer. E equals MC squared. And the Mothman raising a hand going, answering a stupid question.
Well, it's actually nice seeing Fylth, without the overhead projector
The
on it.
face,
Like,
not just the hands.
yeah, but I mean, all those shows watching you doing your artwork, painting.
It's kind of like dirty. It's almost like when we just see your hands, it's like an only artist page. I'm an only
Yeah,
artist, man.
yeah.
It's
There's
like
there's
something
actually a guy
dirty.
on the show. He comes in, Bob Birkins. He's probably got like I don't know. I think he knows where the bodies are hidden, really, to be honest. But I always tell him he's always like, "Oh, Filthy's hands." I'm like, Bob, if I die before you, I will mail my severed hands to you, pickled in a jar, and you can keep them. So that's always nice. I like that'd be pretty cool. I mean, never mind having his artwork.
How
Sounds
well?
like it's crossing over into Silence of the Lambs there.
Hello,
Well,
Troy.
I'll be dead. I won't need him. So
Yeah, that would be. Well, that's a little weird, but that would be you have a package, you have to sign for it.
it's leaking a little bit.
It's leaking.
Stupid
Oh
FedEx.
my God, there are fucking hands in there. But you gotta rigor mortis has to set in. You have to do the
Yeah.
finger thing.
And they'll throw a pen or a pencil in there too. Number 4H pencil.
4H,
Yeah.
not a 2B or a 2HB or
4H because it's just dark
an
enough, but
artist
still
thing.
light enough that you can erase without it showing up on the paper.
Yeah, tell me about it. That's the hardest. I kept every piece of art supplies because I could do formal stuff. I could do really, detailed portraits, but it takes forever, and I just get pissed off, and I'm like, stop fucking moving. It's not me. So I'm very abstract, and I start doing different things. So I've kept all my art. I've kept the oil paints, the acrylics. Thank God these things are all these pens. This shit's expensive now.
Yeah, I got tons and tons of pens and pencils and like little tiny pencils that are just all shriveled up. Like I could use this one day, and then into the pile of I could use this one days.
Yeah, it would be great if it was like some. You remember the old erasers that you can pull,
Yeah,
eat it or whatever it was. You kind of just make this giant ball of, I don't know why I just put it all together, but it was great. But
yeah, I got about 1 million of these suckers sitting around.
when you were growing up and you were doing this, did you get in trouble for it?
Oh, definitely. All the time drawing on all my notebooks and everything, and my teacher's always telling me, "Oh, you're not going to do anything with it. Just you got to pay attention in school." I'm like, I listened to history and everything. That was always nice and cool because they draw little Roman soldiers fighting each other and blood and guts, and why not? And then even in animation school, I sit there because I went to animation school for 3 years. I'd sit there and just doodling the whole time, like, Klaus, you pay attention here. Yeah. And then I had one teacher actually. I have two grudges in my life. He's one of them, and he said that I'm not allowed to develop my own style of art. And I go, he's like, you got to draw like Disney and Pixar and all this stuff. And I go, well, why? Well, don't you want to work at Disney or Pixar? I said, no. Well, don't you want to? Well, why are you in animation school? Because I want to learn animation. I don't want to go work at those places. I mean, I'm spending the 50 grand or whatever stupidness that I paid to go 40 5 or whatever to go there. Like let me just draw the way I want and just teach me. And if I don't get the job, then that's on me, right? But yeah, screw that guy. Look at me now. I got a comic book and yes.
Yeah. Someone's sucking up right now.
Hi, Dave.
I went to art school. I was going to go for architecture, and I did some interior design work, and I had my own style, and they didn't like it either. For some reason, everybody wants you to emulate somebody that had a style, and I'm like, no.
Well, how are you going to get a job when 50 people have the same style and it's just copy paste?
Yeah. So what's really interesting about that, speaking of schools, when I went and was thinking I was going to do the architecture and stuff, I started a company because I could draft really quick. I was excellent drafting, and they were paying me $75 a sheet, and at the time that was a lot of money. So what I did was I started hiring people to come in to do them for 25, and that was still a lot of money. I'll give you 25 a sheet. So I was making $50 doing nothing. So you'd have people coming in from all the different schools, and you're like, oh, that's Parsons. Oh, that's that school. Oh, that's that school. Because they all have the same fucking portfolio. No originality. It's just insane that, I love your style. The only thing I would suggest, and I saw something in some of your photos on Facebook, these would make super duper like plushies. Like that Bigfoot would make a great plushie. The Mothman would make a great plushie. Yeah.
How about a dog man?
That's a great item.
How about a gray alien? This is Fabrice.
So did you commission those to be made?
My friend Foxx Vegas and I have been doing kind of a little side project. We originally made 3 plush gray aliens, Carl, Stanton, and Alan, named after my 3 aliens, the gray aliens that I draw. Oh, excuse me.
No problem.
Good God, sorry. And so the original 3 gray aliens were Carl, Stanton, and Alan. I drew an original drawing, a frame drawing to go with them. And then they had the adoption papers because she makes all her artwork or all her like plushies come with adoption papers. She normally makes these Zom bunnies.
Those are cool.
Yeah, they're each, and she only ever makes one of each type, which I think is kind of neat because when I do an original piece of artwork, I don't do that type of drawing ever again. So it came with the drawing, it came with the plushie, it came with a pack of stickers, and then the whole adoption paper talking about date of birth and a little bit about the plushification process. And we've been slowly putting a couple other things together for the art walk in Edmonton this year.
Oops. Oh, that's cool. So you're gonna you do a certain amount of them, and if they sell, then you'd be like, I think this would be great. I think this could be an entire line of stuff. But merchandising is really where it's at. Art's great, but if you could take a cartoon that takes off, and yeah, I mean the Dogman thing, I'd probably buy a dozen of them. I'd sell them down at that's a fun thing. I'm doing conferences and I do presentations, but I don't really sell anything. I mean, I make my own T-shirts and stuff, but.
Dude, this is the drawing I did of the Dogman yesterday. He says, awesome. No one is going to miss one bone, right?
Yeah.
And then, so this is a prototype of the Dogman himself.
It's cool. The Dogman is the Dogman. It's a 1 of 1. That's right. 1 of 1. And that'll be the score before the end of the first period, Dave. 1 and 1.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill me. Go ahead, Mark.
Since Dave just chimed in, I was just wondering if I can get his and Klaus's approval of like my artwork, and maybe I could actually
you gotta pull it back, or take the thing off so we can see the mess, and then
there we go. Take it off. Jeez.
Well, you know what, Mark? I was gonna ask Klaus. Yeah, Klaus, to draw you naked with a Dogman.
Yeah.
It's
Like
true to
draw like one of
life,
my French
baby.
girls.
See, right there. See, maybe I could be a sub artist for Dave. See,
A
there's
sub artist.
Brian leaving Florida and the like skunk apes in the swamps, driving north to New York, where King Kong is climbing on the Empire State Building. So
Yeah, it's hard to see. Looks good, Mark. Nathan says it's hard to see. Mark's art will be available on Mark's OnlyFans page.
And markdoggydog.com.
Yes. What do you want, a dirty Sanchez? Hold on one second. Yeah, we're going. We're
Oh
gonna
boy.
just whatever. But I think it's a great thing to have the plushies. And a matter of fact, if there's a guy here that has a radio station out of Canada, it would be pretty interesting maybe to offer them for sale on their website. I don't know. Who is that?
Oh, Dave's gonna have to talk to the chapter master herself. That's her thing to deal with.
Yeah.
But definitely,
how many paintings do you have?
Oh, geez. My first book, I think there's like 100 drawings in it. That was in 2023. I put that out, I think it was. So I usually do about 4 a week for the most part. Oh, you'll have to math that one out.
Plus the Space Out Radio stuff, so that's 5, right?
Well, like I usually do a drawing for sure, one a week, one Monday to Thursday on Spaced Out Radio, and then I also have other drawings that I do, and I make little art cards that I hand out to people or just leave on doorsteps or in a mailbox randomly. Or, I've been on a bus and somebody's backpack was open, and I'm like, I just reach in. I'm like, you can have an alien, and just stick a little alien art card in there. It's got my website on the back and junk. And actually, I had a lady from the Yukon Territory say that she found one of my drawings on a bus stop bench on White Avenue, and she goes, "Can I color this?" I go, "Well, it's yours now, so you can do whatever you want with it." Quit whining.
It's okay.
Cats. He's not starving. I promise they've been fed.
No, they're just very needy at times. But that's great that you just I'm just gonna put this in his bag. I'm gonna put this over here.
When I went to Vegas, I did that too. Standing in the elevator with random strangers. Here, have an art card. Let them look through it. I'll take this. That's weird.
So you just print up a variety of different pieces on cardstock, and then just here
paint them, color them up, hand them out to people.
Yeah, I mean 2-1 Florida. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Oh, well, there should be a bet involved in this somehow. Dave, if Florida wins, the next conference is in Palm Beach. Make it simple, Dave. We'll just go to
Palm Beach on the east or west side of Florida.
It's on the east coast of Florida. Come to Palm Beach, and then I'll take you to the west coast. We'll go Bigfooting, and we'll take Fylth with us. And Mark's going to come down. Down there, Mark could be naked because he'd just be a Floridian.
I'd probably just be sweating to death.
No, I
could use a vacation.
When the conference starts, it wouldn't be that bad. It'd be fucking hot, but we have air conditioning and swimming pools and the ocean and what have you. But yeah, that would be great. I love that fact. Do you ever do stickers and just randomly put them on lampposts, or no? Because the numbers on there and
no, I don't
that way.
I don't just hand out my stickers like that, but I'll give stickers to people I know. I'd rather them technically not be vandalism, because I used to vandalize stuff when I was a kid, and then my stuff got vandalized. I didn't like it. Then I learned my lesson. So I'm a good boyish now.
So I used to do graffiti as well. So one of the things growing up we used to do with graffiti is you get those stickers like shipping labels, and you do your artwork on them, and then to put your tag, and you just stick them to things. And that's when the sticky stuff was pretty damn hard to get off.
You had
But
to get
what
the glue
happens?
gun to get rid of it.
Yeah, you got to do more than that. Like there's always some old guy, like that's his he got white hair and the mustache, but it's all tainted brown from the nicotine from the cigarette hanging from his mouth. Like those fucking kids, I'm gonna fucking kill. Yeah, we would do that, but then one of the guys, what they started doing is one of the guys put his like whatever beeper number, and then he got fined, and it's $100 for every lamppost they find it on, and they found
So
it on
he
a
went
lot
all
of
the
them.
way down. He went all the
Yeah,
way down the street and did every lamppost.
yeah, from 57th Street up to 86th Street, it's a lot of lampposts.
Used to draw cartoons on the back of bus, like when you get on the buses in Edmonton, it used to just be these ugly orange, yellow, or leathery seats, and it had a steel background, like a black back plating in front of it. So I used to just draw in there all the time, and everyone's, dude, I was riding on the bus today, and I seen you're drawing it off, and then I went to school with another bus. I see you're drawing on that one too, and
Right.
yeah, good times. And
Up,
I've got the
we
sorry,
got
go
a
ahead.
request from Dave. Oh my God, why are you wearing a sweater? Um,
My chest hair. It's not a sweater. It's my hair shirt.
so one of my friends, he's Armenian, and it looks like
Shoulder
he's
hair.
wearing a cashmere sweater. But every time we hear about like bear sightings in his area in Jersey, I'm like, Roy's been going around without the shirt again.
Damn it, Roy.
Damn it, Roy. What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah, you know what? I used to do that stuff in the back of buses. We went to the trains, actually not that far from where I am, and they had double rows of chain link fence, and you have to go through both rows to get to the train yard. We're doing it at night. Everybody's got their bag with spray paint and their self-made markers and whatever. And as we're going through, we get through the first one. You start hearing the dogs, and like these Doberman pinchers are coming right at you, and you're like, hurry up! And they come over, and you just put your arm up, and you just don't. You're gonna get attacked, and they start biting you, but they have no teeth. They must have like bit through
Just give
everything.
any gummers.
So after he's gumming me like some old, like 89-year-old woman, and we're like, dude's like, don't worry about it. They got no teeth. I'm like, yeah, I figured that one out by now. And then you just go and you get in there. But I did a nice piece on a whole entire train car. It was great. I used to do Jester or Joker, and I did it on the car, and I forgot about it. I would see it every once in a blue moon. So about 5-6 years ago, I'm driving from my place in New York City. That's where I am right now. I got to pick up the other half who's down at a dentist getting something by the elevated train. And we get to the light, and I see a train pull up, and all the cars except for the last half of the 2/3 actually of the last car are painted red that cover up the graffiti. And the last 2/3 of my piece of there, I'm like, oh my God, I did that. And the kid's like, what'd you do? That artwork over there. And I'm like, oh, that's not a good idea. Forget it.
just kidding. Here's some ice
Just
cream.
kidding. Forget it. I was so psyched to see it. I hadn't seen that in a while. You know,
Um,
what about that? Brian, is the
I've
Bronx you grew up and known for its? Yes, we have a ton of graffiti artists in the entire New York City. Saint Smith. I mean, there's some real famous ones. One of my friends who I'm trying to come on, get on the show. He does artwork and he does like commissions. And he represents a couple of graffiti artists. But I like to actually put him in touch with you also, Phil, because maybe you can get some representation down here. I don't know what he does, and it's not. He just gets really cool artists to get together, and that may, maybe you become a star in the New York City area, like, Phil,
oh man, I turn into a
Phil,
big fatty
Phil,
eating pizza all the
Phil.
time.
Yeah, you walk out with your shirt, like
Gut
what's
hanging
his
out the
name?
bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Phil,
just, just
do you
waving.
find that there is a growing market for paranormal artists?
I'm not sure. Um, I honestly don't really watch a lot of anything, TV or videos or YouTube. Otherwise, I'm kind of weird that way.
Are, th- other than Dave's show?
Well, I
I know.
think you're not really watching that, are you? You're listening and just.
Yeah, it's I'm usually just listening and scribbling away, but I don't really know a lot of other artists like that do any just paranormal cartoon stuff, because I mostly do aliens and cryptids and junk, and everybody else kind of does a lot of other stuff, and nobody really does Saturday morning cartoon kind of stuff like I do. That's
Yeah.
kind of, I guess, the way to explain it. Everybody's more digital, and they do like a couple like magazines and
Well,
things like that.
but what, while you're, Dave is interviewing some, major Bigfoot researcher. You see, have the overhead camera, and you see you drawing and moving the canvas around. And what But what are some of your influences? It is, like
What my
Michelangelo. Just
yeah,
looking at a lot of comics. What you do leaves an impression about the quality of craftsmanship that you bring to the show. It's not, like you were just saying, AI. It's That's really no one doing much. People can see you doing it right there in front of them.
and it's not a digital tablet either, which I kind
No,
of yeah,
that's
that's
your
what
skill.
I think a lot of people enjoy that it's actually like analog artwork, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
A lot of my influences, my favorite artist is Milo Manara. He's Italian watercolor. I got a whole bunch of paintings of his on my wall. And then probably after that, John Kurz-Felucci, which is the Ren and Stimpy guy,
Right.
and Ralph Bakshi. He did like Fritz the Cat, Wizards. He did the Lord of the Rings animated shows. He did a lot of rotoscoping and things like that, but he does a lot of oil paintings as well. I always liked his art style, and things like Rugrats, Nickelodeon stuff, that real slapsticky kind of art. A lot of Far Side and the Duplex and Pearls Before Swine, things like that. Sergio Aragones, I'm probably saying that wrong. He worked for Mad Magazine. Just a lot of that stuff for really older artists. Antonio Gaudi is probably my favorite, but I probably said that wrong as well. But he was more of an architect than anything. But not Milo Manara is my number one guy. That's what got me into watercolor. Originally, it was because I seen him in Heavy Metal magazine, and it was all boobies and everything. And when you're 14 years old, and it's just boobies and whatnot. Hey, this is cool. And as you get older, you
Yeah.
start to appreciate the art more.
I was going to ask you about
And
that
boobies.
because, yeah, a guy doesn't like them. I mean, it's just what it is. I noticed that you're your favorite artist, and you listed on, and this is on Fylth.com, was Myd'nar, and I was going to ask you, is it the erotica that got you, like the way he portrays it, more so? Because it's interesting. It's not over the top, like crazy.
It's not
Bad.
vulgar.
No, it's
It
not
was
vulgar,
definitely,
but
yeah, it was definitely heavy metal, and then Milo Manara is like boobies and everything. And then when I actually started drawing more realistic art as opposed to cartoons, a lot of my friend Rafi always told me, he goes, hey, you know what? He draws a lot of women because the female form is a lot harder, a lot more difficult to draw than the male form. And once I started actually drawing life drawing type art and more realistic, I started to understand, because it's just way different than a blocky male body.
right.
And his line work is just something else. So I was just looking at I got about 4 posters here.
Yeah,
And it's the line work and the color is really soft.
it's So one of my friends that I grew up with, went to high school with, Hector Colazzo. He was an artist for Marvel and DC. Unfortunately, he died very young. So miss him. Great. You you would have gotten along great with Hector. Hector is great, but as an artist, I can appreciate people that line work is very important. Coloring is very important. All these little elements, and it's some people got it down. Like I like on yours. I like the line work, and I like the coloring. I like that watercolor. Right, I'm assuming it's watercolors you're using for a
Correct.
lot of your art. Um, there's a certain feel and vibe to it because you can do the same thing with the markers, but that gets real expensive after a while.
I do have some watercolor marker things that I use. You just put color into them, like a
Right.
chunk of
Oh, so you
art,
make your own?
watercolor. No, I buy whatever. I buy the Danielle Smith watercolors, and I put the liquid watercolor. I squeeze it into it, and then it just basically just use it as water. You take the thing, you put the color in, dip it in water, and then it's good to go. It's like a pen, but it's a brush, and they just really help, and it allows me to pick a color that I use frequently. Like my reds and green, I usually use that for because those are frequent colors that I use, and then I don't have to mix it up on the fly because I'm not good at mixing the same color twice.
Are you able to kind of get an idea of how long it's going to take to from start to finish with the your nightly paintings or
Usually it takes about an hour to do one painting, and they're about this size. I think it's 6x8 or something, or I'm not really good with the sizes, so I don't really remember them. Anyway, the point is usually about an hour. It doesn't take me long to sketch them. I do a little preliminary sketch. I mean, like for this one here, of course you won't be able to see it very well. I did Nightcrawler with his only pants, and I just kind of sketched him out. Didn't take me very long, and I sketch it out on the paper, then I watercolor it, then I ink it, and usually about an hour if I don't have to do any talking. But on the show, I get a ramble for about 6 minutes and talk to everybody.
So you actually have a good bit of time invested prior to the show even starting.
Oh, definitely. Sundays I usually sketch up a bunch of ideas that I'm going to draw for the week.
Okay.
And then I kind of just pick one from those and go. I've been working on a list of drawings that I'm going to do with Foxx Vegas, my friend that does the plushies. We've got a list about 8 or 9 of them we're doing together. So I'm working on those first.
Cool. Well, I enjoy. It's not like Dave does a bad interview, but it's also interesting to see what you're doing as well. So when people tune in, viewers have a comprehensive artistic smorgasbord, what to watch or listen to, and that's one of the nice things about what
I
Dave
feel like
is
I'm
doing.
casting a spell sometimes.
Well, I just enjoy it, and just I think what Dave and the Spaced Out Radio crew do is why it's one of the leading shows out there.
What's Bigfoot Michigan Rob talking about down here? Question for me. What is he saying here? Brian, you have yourself muted, by the way. 1 second. Okay, don't worry. Got this under control, everybody. He's just doing Bryan Bowden things. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be talking now or not, but
Okay, well, Okay. Is
Mark's the interviewer now.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dave could step in too since he has all the training. I think Brian. What
We had difficulties with microphones and stuff earlier today.
I
We went
didn't
in
know.
like
I had something I had to do. Brian knew I was going to be running a little bit late, but yeah,
oh yeah, I'm gonna
you and I can take
let me
take over.
answer this thing for Rob here. He says, with the adaptation of AI, what do you think the long-term effects would be on a person that crafts their illustrations freehand, brush to paper, for a sequential freehand art? Well, I'm just gonna say it, and I always say what I mean, and I'm not a fan of AI art. As for anyone using it as I made this and I'm an artist, you can use AI for whatever. Like, I use it. The only time I use AI art is for my text-based RPG when I need characters and backgrounds made. I type that into the Google or the X Grok thing and get my backgrounds and junk from there. However, people that go, "Oh, I made this AI painting," you didn't make anything. You might just well write a book or describe a situation, because that's just me and that's my opinion. And I drink all the pickle juice usually before I eat the pickles, so I don't believe AI art is actually art, and I'm not a big fan of it. I've never really even been a big fan of digital art, because you can just draw something the same with the same motions as your hand, and then you can just flip it, as opposed to having to, if you want to draw a character facing right to left, you can just flip the drawing from your dominant side over, and you can copy and paste and adjust things, and painting is easy because you don't have to actually mix any paint or get your hands dirty. Or maybe I'm just not good at using technology, but I can run the Super Nintendo pretty good, I can tell you that much.
Do, do you think at some point that your draw well your artwork will be as collectible as some of those what do you call this, cells from
Animated
the
film.
animated movies that uh, uh, are available? What you do is interesting because people would see the outlines you do at first and the actual artwork throughout the show. So there it is. People can go back to the archive and see it. I was just wondering, do you think there's going to be a uh, market for your artwork besides the book?
Probably when I'm dead, but
Okay,
I don't know.
well,
No,
we're not
but
going to
people
do
have
anything to speed that up.
no, I got a lot of stuff I got to do first. But people have bought a lot of my art, and as long as they appreciate it, as long as people are getting a chuckle out of it, because Brian mentioned it earlier, that it's the subject is way too serious sometimes. Everybody's trying to be way serious about everything, and you got to make a little dig at it. I mean, I have no problem making fun of myself. I do it all the time, and the UFO and paranormal cryptid, the phenomena needs to have. I don't know. Is he back now?
I'm back. I'm having problems. I got to go out tomorrow and buy another freaking headset.
Did you try to remodulate the phase variance on the EPS manifold?
No, I looked around for a rudimentary lathe, so I can. That's a little Galaxy Quest reference.
Jeez.
You know what it is?
A bunch of nerds.
Yeah. I used my MacBook it's telling me to buy a new MacBook, but that's going to
It
cost
might be
money.
that time.
Yeah, but I just fixed the screen of my daughter, so I may just start using that. Make my life freaking easier. It's crazy. But I apologize. But Mark is always great. Mark has great questions, and he sits there, looks pretty, and But I agree. There's people are too many sticks up the ass. And pardon the expression. Yeah, it's The only thing I would suggest to you is in the Adobe suite they have animate, and you could take your characters easily and put them in and animate them, and their mouths will move, so you can make voices for them, and then put them in animated sequences.
I should give that a shot.
If
Adobe's like $10 million a year or whatever.
Yeah,
like
but you know what?
something.
If maybe do a demo to see what it feels like, and or go on YouTube, look at some animate things and how to create it, because all you
What
do
was it
is
called again? Suite?
it's Adobe. Well, the program's
Or
animate.
Suite? Okay.
But let me see if I can find it. Adobe Animate.
Scribble on my notepad of scribbles here.
Notepad of scribbles. I'm just going to show you. It's animation, and you literally you started with a timeline. So I'll show you what it is. Let me just get you something like this, a picture, and then I'll share it. So what they do is they let me share the screen and Adobe Animate. So this is the picture on the right, Adobe Animate, and all you do, accept all cookies, yay. What it does is it allows you to put in, you put a character in, and it actually moves. The mouth will move to your mouth. So you would sit in front of your computer after you've created the character, and you put a hinge at the arm. So you're going to create like an arm piece, and the different areas of your drawings. Like for example, the Bigfoot behind me, and then you put where the mouth is, and it's really simple. You just map it for the most part. So every time you talk, the thing will talk. When you do things like this, it'll do it, and it just records it, and we'll put it on a timeline, and then you can put whatever you want in the background. It's it's a great way to get. I wish I could show you a demo. I'm going to look for a demo, but it's a great way to get your characters, which are awesome characters, like the Bigfoot behind me, the Mothman. That would be kind of a cool conversation. You can have somebody else play one of the roles, make your own cartoons. And then, that could be a series thing. Just an idea.
There was a guy that was wanting to do, excuse me. There was a friend of mine that wanted to do an animated series and everything, but it kind of fell through. So that's all right. But I'd definitely like to give that a shot.
I mean, I was playing
like
with
animation.
Animation's great, but they have videos on it, and it's pretty freaking cool the way it works. Like you move its mouth, and like if you said, "Hey, what's going on?" really animated, the mouth will do the same thing. The eyes will widen. Everything your facial expressions do, it'll do.
Neato.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna have a look at that.
Yeah, I happen to have the studio because I do a lot of graphics for like screen printing and stuff. Like, for Mark's OnlyFans page, I have to do Mark and the vector graphic. This huge wiener that goes down to it's like a kickstand.
A big long censored bar it curls back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it gets crazy, but we'll put you in. Yeah, I've got to go out and buy headphones tomorrow.
Yeah, Brian. So many. I keep hearing from so many people how much they really appreciate your artwork.
Yeah, my artwork. It's I did it. What did I do? Like that one time you came on, I did a mock-up book of how to live with a really large penis, which was a follow-up to. Oh, I'm not gonna get in trouble for this. Like,
yeah, I remember that one.
How to live with a bloody. I'm just can't understand normal thinking. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah, that's the acronym for it.
Yes.
Because you always say that guy's a dumb, and there you go. All right, he can't understand normal thinking. So I mean, look at the guy. What do you expect?
But yeah, I have a lot of friends that are English, and they use that word way too much. Like all the time. Get me the ketchup, you bloody. I'm like, okay, I got you. Everybody in Canada is proper though. Everybody's like, worked at a Canadian bank and
So, is shag a frequently used term in Canada, or is that just English, or just when you're talking about carpet?
Mostly when we're just talking about Shag Harbor UFO crash.
Shag Harbor.
There you go.
That's where our lovely friend JV from the Newfoundland Boots on the Ground podcast and Paranormal Newfoundland podcast and Boots on the Ground team. Yeah, she's in that area. I've been up there. I was supposed to have. I was talking to one of my buddies who he should have been on the shows, but John Mallard, who also was a professional wrestler. He's a great, funny guy. I had a show called No Bo Boomy, which stands for Nobody But Me. And when he came on, typical of John, he's like, "What's this Nobo Below Me?" I'm like, "No, totally different show. Not even on this network. It's Nobo Boomy." But he's an ITC guy. And so some of this stuff, like, he's in that Newfoundland area. And we talked about Shag Harbor and all this other crazy stuff. Canada's a crazy country.
We're kind of weird up here. Plus, we have the Headless Valley in Canada. Let's not forget about that.
The Headless Valley?
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, do tell.
Okay, it's called the Nahanni Valley, but they call it the Headless Valley. It's up in the Northwest Territories. Basically, to get to this place, you have to take a boat up the river, which is extremely difficult. And then you get there. People originally went there for gold mining. They found gold, and their friends went back. When they came back, they found bodies with their heads pulled off, like pulled, not cut or eaten by animals, but pulled off. And all the indigenous and the natives around there told all the people looking for gold, "Hey, don't go into the mountains. There's white giants that live there, and they come down and raid our settlements." So,
like giants, or like albino Bigfoot.
Like they called them pale giant, like men, like albino humans would come down and raid their settlements. And if you go there by plane now or helicopter, you can only go in a certain area, and they basically don't let you go off the beaten path. I've tried so hard to find people that will talk about this, but it doesn't seem like I can find anybody. And I'm a bookie for booking guests, and I try to find people, and most of them, they all pretty much have the same story. There's a video on YouTube. If you type in Headless Valley, like 1950 or something, there's a guy and his wife that went up there. Excuse me.
No problem.
The Headless Valley itself, like the videos that they showed, there's these weird little pockmarked caves and stuff up on the side. You could just feel like someone would be looking out of there.
This is getting cooler by the minute. Mark, road trip.
Sounds good.
I'll pick you up, and then we'll stop at Fylth and pick him up. And then we're going to go to Dave Scott and pick him up. No, maybe that's too far out. Dave would have to meet us.
Dave's going to have to meet us in Jasper.
Okay. This could be good. We're doing a road trip.
Should we stop for chicken wings before we go?
Whatever you want. You can stop for chicken wings. You don't get this body by not eating food. Everybody's like, what is it, poutine? Do you like poutine?
That's overrated. No, that's overrated.
Do you like poutine? I guess so.
No, it's just all it is like gravy and cheese curds and fries.
Yeah.
And once you've had it a bunch of times, when you're younger, it's like, okay, it's like Spam. I don't have to eat that ever again now that I moved out and live on my own.
Yeah, maybe if we bring some poutine up there, they won't pull our heads off. But that would be a cool road trip right there.
It's a pretty interesting story. Apparently, it's fairly temperate there, and some people have claimed that there might be dinosaurs or something that live there.
Dinosaurs and giants. This has the making of a cartoon. Have you ever done a cartoon of that valley, Headless Valley?
No, I drew a Mokele Mbembe one time though.
Yeah. I love that thing.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things too. It's hard to get a guest. I had a French guy come on from France, and I mailed him a drawing. He was supposed to mail me a book back. I'm not sure if the book ever made it or the drawing ever made it because he never said anything to me, and I never got anything back. So
maybe he made Kimbe
just
Bumbo got him.
uh,
You know,
just whacked him in the head with his big old tail. I
you're
always
gonna
thought that's
find just
cool
his
because
hand holding your book on the shoreline of whatever river that thing comes out of.
the
Anybody
Congo
you're
or
gonna
something like
get
that.
to talk about it, it's gonna be like, it's
Have
not
a
even
little
gonna be you.
translator guy there.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's kind of like we used to
but
joke around, like, Stephen Hawking, whatever. And like I just used to do a whole skit with him, like, the real brains of the operation is the translator. You know,
is he really saying that though? He's just
no, but
making it
I
up.
would just like we did a little skit where it's like, Stephen Hawking in a bar. He says you have nice breasts. It's like whatever. It was good. People laughed. I got kicked off the stage, but it was good. It was fun. But Kemby Mbumbo, we got to get. You got to draw that with something else. Like,
Maybe I'll get Bigfoot in there because I did a drawing of Bigfoot in a skunk ape, and he's standing there in a skunk ape. And it's in a big shelf full of stuff. I can't dig it out right now, but because I
no,
never
no, no.
expected to
This is
talk about
great.
it. But anyway,
I
so
love
it
this
was
stuff.
it was a 3-part drawing, and Sasquatch is standing there, and skunk ape's in the water. He's like, "Why are you so miserable?" He's like, "I'm sweaty. I live in a swamp." And he's like, "You also don't lift because the skunk ape's all scrawny. Skunk ape is all scrawny."
Yeah.
And then so Sasquatch goes, "Why don't you try this moose juice? It's good for it'll get a smell out of anything." And he's like, "Come on, you won't be so grumpy, right?" And so he washes himself down, and then skunk ape, the last drawing, it's like, and Presidente Le Sasquatch, and he's all like prim and proper, and he's got the like little arm cuffs, and he's got a cane and a monocle and a top hat and everything, and all because he used the moose juice to wash himself down.
That's great.
Uh,
That is
you know what I don't do any like drugs anymore, but I'm pretty sure they helped out my creativity a long time ago. So
this guy. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. It used to be really. I mean, like, we didn't do anything heavy. It was just marijuana. A lot of it,
yeah,
but like today, the stuff that people are smoking is just. I mean, like, I'll give you an example. I stopped because I got migraines, like really bad migraines. And if you have a really bad migraine, you don't want to do anything but die. So I was like, okay, this is giving me migraines now. But the only time is when I had dental work done and they get that, like that root canal and they hit that in the throbbing. So you're just like, and they give you whatever it is, not Percocets, but something.
There's a Percodan.
No, it's like, they usually use the, I forgot the syrup version. Not prednisone, but it's a narcotic. But what it does is when you smoke, it makes you really nauseous. So it's like not only you're nauseous in general, but it's like it intensifies your nausea. So it's like, this sucks, and you still get the throbbing. So my brother at the time was smoking. I'm like, I got to do something about this. So I thought logically that if they use it to take pressure off for glaucoma, maybe that'll do it. So just in and out, no problem. So that worked. And, then I had, like, a couple of years later, I had it again. And my brother I didn't know where he was. So my wife used to work at a school as a teacher, and she met someone there. And he's like, this is my friend Ben. I'm like, hey, Ben, you play Xbox? He's like, yeah, I play games. So I had an Xbox buddy, and I would drink and he'd get high. He left this stuff in the house. And like years later, I'm like, oh, my tooth hurts. And I found it. So like I was preparing white rice with like mixed vegetables. That was going to be my dinner. And so I made it. I put it in the bowl, mixed it up. I literally took in and out 2 hits, like not holding it, none of this. I sat down and I felt that crap go from my toes to my head. And I was a babbling idiot. I'm like, what the hell do they put in this? I couldn't even see. I had to tell my wife, I can't walk the dog. I can't see. And she's laughing. And, it was just, yeah, that's not my kind of a cup of tea. But the drug issue, that probably contributed to a lot of what you do. in many ways.
Mushrooms and acid and junk. So
That
yeah,
stuff was great. What I want to do now is on an artistic side of it, but also on a metaphysical side of it is I've got buddies that legally get DMT, go to these clinics to go through a DMT experience. And it doesn't last that long. They do like the 5 minute or 15-minute DMT experience. Feels like a week. And I'm like, that would be really cool. I'm like, I'd probably freak out, but that would be pretty cool. Because apparently that's kind of like surrealism comes to life, That would be interesting to see, like, you drawing something after the DMT experience, and everybody's saying, like, what the hell is that? Oh,
Uh-oh.
my asshole labradoodle is here. He decided to come in. Yeah, he's
cats have just been going back and forth. They're just out of control.
Well, cats just sleep at night. They become they're nocturnal, right? So that's when they go on the hunt. Mark, do you have any pets?
2 birds.
2 birds. Don't bring them next to the cats. That could be bad.
Peck the cat's eyeballs out.
Yep. But I slept over my friend's. My friend didn't have cats. He had like cougars. Like these things were huge. I'm like, what do you feed these things? And I woke up like, I can't breathe. Like I couldn't breathe, and I'm looking, and there's this huge cat sitting on my chest, going, "Having a hard time breathing, aren't you?" Yeah, I'm doing my job.
Let me just get the pillow.
Yeah. Well, that's part of like cats are notorious. That's why they there's an old wives' tale about them trying to take out children. I don't know the full details of it. I kind of like the I love your cats. I'm sorry about Blob.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I missed
that.
Blob.
It's always tough to lose something that it's just unconditional love,
They give you the best days of your life and then also the worst day.
Oh my God, yeah. They have retractable razor blades. Like, what the hell is that all about? Yeah. Retractable razor blades. It's kind of like, is Mrs. Fylth the same type of Mr. Fylth? Like, or is she a lot more reserved? Like, she's fun, but it's like, she's like, don't say that. We're going to see my parents.
Oh God, yeah, right. Get her out of the house. She's basically a cat. There's like no way you're gonna get her out of the house.
Oh, okay. That's where I was going.
She's like super reclusive.
Touch me. Go away now. Go away now.
Pretty much.
Touch
That's
me.
It.
Go away.
I go to the pub across the street and I got all my like little drawings and stuff on the wall, and the guy makes me super ridiculous hot wings all the time, and they're always like, "Why don't you bring the missus out?" I'm like, even if you could bring cats here, like you're not bringing them out. She just
I can't find her.
Yeah, she does a lot of cross stitching and like sewing and things like that. She's been working on the same cross stitch for like 2 years now. It's actually pretty cool looking.
It's like 50 feet long now.
It's an artistic family.
It's massive. And
Mark, you should take that up.
Oh yeah, it's I'll go and get some knitting needles at the crack of dawn tomorrow.
It's very interesting, the dynamic. That's why I was asking about, not to get too personal. It's just when you're an artist, you're there's an eccentricness to, my kids are just like, oh God, Dad, no, Dad.
Well, I've known her since high school, and
so she knew already. She's like,
yeah, she knew the trouble she was getting into, and then so when we started dating years ago, like I don't know, almost like 10 years or whatever now, it's like she's like, "Okay, Klaus, I need a lot of space. I don't need to. You don't need. I just need a lot of space. I'm okay." I'm like, "Okay, like, do I got to buy you stuff for your birthday? No. Do I get to take you out for dinner? No. Do you need date night? No." It's like, what do you need? Just cats and tea and my cross stitching. And she listens to all this like gay fanfic stuff of like Sherlock Holmes and everything, and it's just hilarious. Like sometimes she'll just be playing it audio like off her phone, and I walk by and listen to it. I'm like, oh, jeez. But
it's the mistake, and my other half made it is just because two people decide to come together doesn't mean that they become one person. Like, and I'm my own person, and I've always been my own person. I came in this world, um, and by myself, and I'm gonna probably go out by myself unless they put me on SSRIs. We're not gonna go there. So, but I'm still gonna get banned at this point. It's fine, whatever. But
Great. I'm helping.
yeah, I don't need, like I'm used to doing things kind of solo. It's just I had an older and younger brother. Do you have like siblings? Are they?
No, I have no siblings, which is probably why I'm relatively creative as well, because I just invented my own friends. I had no friends. I've always been kind of a loner. Even to this
Yeah.
day, I got like 6 or 7 close friends that I hang out with.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's not a bad thing because they're probably the super close friends. Like, it's like, yo, bud, I need your help. Okay, let me get the shovel.
Yeah.
I'll be right over.
Pretty much. It's just stuff that we send each other. It's just, and we've been playing like tabletop role playing games forever.
Oh, like
And
D&D?
just been yeah. We're playing
Yeah, no.
Saturday.
Oh, you are?
Usually we play Fridays, but this Saturday
I'm going to promote them. I've been on a couple of times this show called Masculine Geek, and they're all guys. It's a great show. I mean, like they have princes from Dubai in there and Saudi Arabia and all around the world. It's like a masculine. It's a guy show. It's a hangout, but they play like every week, a couple times a week, D&D. And it's like I just found my character that I made a long time ago. And apparently the books that I have, the original copies, apparently are worth a fortune. The guy that runs it, Vince, he just posted a picture on X. TSR, I believe, is the company that created that. The original store and building is for sale. Yeah, I think 450,000. So
that's in Lake Geneva, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, I told him. I said you need to buy it and move Masculine Geek headquarters to it. I don't know what this dog wants from me.
Probably snacks. People have said, "What, Fylthy? Why don't you stream your D&D adventures and everything?" I'm like, yeah, it probably wouldn't last very long before we got banned because of mostly Watson, because Watson has no filter, and he's just one of those guys.
there's you probably so we're all there. You probably have those friends that when you're driving, in the car, and they call, you're like, oh shit. And I got everybody in the car. I'm like, dude, you're on the speakerphone in the car. Hey, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, oh god, Don't get me wrong, my kids, they know it anyhow. Like my youngest go, hey, how's it hanging? I'm like, oh please stop. She's 13, but she's been doing that since she's 7. She just says, no filter, none, 0, sip. And she's crazy. And everybody is like, wow, she's great. She's like, they like her because she's, original. She's a spark. And my wife hates it, but I said, yep, I raised her since she was a pup. Yeah. So, yes. Dirty is here.
Amanda's Crazy Life channel.
Yes. Hey, Amanda. Welcome. But no, it's kind of cool, like, because that's balance right there between you and Mrs. Yeah,
with her, it just works out good because I don't have to take her out places or buy her stuff or anything, and she just does what she does, and then I do what I do, and we just basically hang out to eat food and mate, basically.
Yeah, well, mating is good too. It's like, but when that's the problem with like cats are like, touch me, okay, now go away. Yeah, and if you keep pressing, they're like, and they're quick.
Well, yeah, and she's got like about 1,000 knives on her at all times. So, and she's stabbing things constantly doing the cross stitching. So I'm just not going to make her upset. Yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't make her upset. You don't want to get her angry, Mister
I
McGee.
don't need a bunch of holes in me.
Yeah, no.
It's
I mean,
enough
that's
cats
Mark.
always clawing my feet.
Mark's really quiet, but he's the one that's
No, I'm just getting an education.
No. I'm just saying in general. He's strong, quiet type, but deep down, when he puts that mask on, he's a party animal. Actually, I'm gonna go and visit Mark. I'm gonna try to visit him when I go to Gettysburg in July. Let's see if I can swing that. But he's like
Mm.
3 hours away. So you're in
Yeah.
Edmonton. Are you still in Edmonton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Canada.
lived in Edmonton, Vancouver. Those are
What's
the
the
two places
score?
I've lived.
I don't know what the score is.
4-1 Florida.
Whoop,
That's
whoop. He's
that's my
so
guess.
going to be pissed off. Are they
It
playing in
probably
Florida
is.
or are they playing in Edmonton?
First 2 games in Edmonton.
Oh, shit.
I don't actually know what the score is. I'm just guessing. So
No, I mean, I don't know.
We'll
Everybody,
stick with it.
it works for me. It doesn't bother me. This private chat that lit up on my thing. I'm muted. Of course, I'm muted because I have no. Yeah. Unfortunately, why is this dog doing what he's doing? It's really bugging me
maybe
out.
he's got to go for a whiz.
I don't know. He's just staring at me. I think he wants a biscuit, but here, hold on, buddy.
Give him a dog snack.
Here's a Scooby snack. Yep, there you go. Okay. All right. Good day, mate.
Yeah.
Go. I had a bull terrier, so Don Cherry Dog. If you're in Canada, Blue, had a bull terrier. He's back, and that dog was great. 68 pounds in the summer. 79 pounds in the winter.
All that
Totally
winter
could kill
extra
everybody.
girth.
Yeah. No, he was just diesel. I mean, 280 pounds of pressure per square inch in his jaw. And he could destroy and kill everything in the house, but he was the sweetest thing in the world. No, not one problem with him. Didn't do anything. This bastard, he just ate his soft grate. I had a Bigfoot Sasquatch toy for him, tall toy. The head was a squeaky. Each arm was something different. There was ropes in the legs. I gave it to him, and in like literally 15 minutes, he lobotomized it.
I had an old dog like that.
And he just kept pulling the brains out, and I was like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you?" It's crazy.
It's definitely not allowed around small children for sure.
Well, I mean, I have 2 daughters, and they drive him nuts. So
maybe
one's
he's
17,
actually
one's
a dog
13.
man on the weekends.
No, he's the biggest cat. I'll just say it that way. On the planet, he's afraid of his own shadow. When the dog goes behind you, it's like, oh God, this is a problem. You deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah.
The guys break into your house, the dog just goes out the front doors, they're robbing everything.
No, he's literally like, it's all in that closet right there. Can you get me some treats while you're at it? Thanks, buddy.
I will bark. Give me some snacks.
My friend had a cat that was like a dog. I mean, it was trained, and let me tell you something. If you came in that house through a window, that cat would go right at you. It was crazy.
Like a rotating set of 4 razor blades coming at you.
It's no joke. I've my brother's wife. She had 2 black cats, and they used to go out. They were house cats, but they would go outside, and she'd come back in, go to bed, and there's a dead bird on her pillow, and then dead snake, and then it just started getting bigger, and then there was like a 25-pound dead raccoon. Killing machines. They're absolute killing machines.
It is hobo on the couch the next day.
Yeah, seriously.
Drag some hobo out of the garden.
But what's cool about this is the cool thing about cats. The fact that they killed it and gave it to her was tribute. It's like, here, you're the boss. You get the first kill.
Yeah,
you get it.
Are you gonna have some? It's like, oh,
yeah,
thanks. Well,
Hey, you have any leftovers? Let us know.
Oh,
my oldest cat, Whiskey, she Blob used to catch the mice. I called her Gentle Blob because she'd catch mice all nice and gently, and then bring them to Whiskey, and Whiskey would always eat the mice, the little feet and the tail first, and then eat it through the like arse end up,
Oh
and
my
then always
god.
like. I think it was because she liked the crunch at the end.
Oh my! It's like that Far Side cartoon of the two polar bears eating the
Yeah,
Eskimos. It's the crunchy, the soft
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
inside.
yeah,
It's so. Oh my god,
yeah.
that is
And I've
insane.
had friends
I
just
didn't.
get mortified seeing that. They're like, she's eating a mouse. Like, dude, cat's eating a mouse. Wait till she gets to the crunchy part. What? Oh, that's disgusting. Oh,
Yeah,
cat's hungry. And then she wants snacks afterwards. It's like, you just
yeah.
ate.
It's like they're her
Mouse
talons.
burgers.
Yeah, no, that's insane. But the fact that
Yes.
she was. That's vindictive, dude. It's like, no, I'm gonna eat your toes first, and then your tail, and then I'm gonna eat you ass end up. I'm like, the mouse is just like, just kill me. Nah, I'm gonna do it my
Oh,
way.
cat. Yeah.
Yeah, this cat is abusive. Don't get cats, Mark. If you have the birds, do you have the birds that speak, Mark?
um,
Like
Fr-
parrots,
Francis can say a few phrases.
colorful phrases.
No, they're what you doing, kind of,
Oh,
very short. It's just about three phrases. Hello, um, but the African greys are the ones that b- basically have a vocabulary of a 6-year-old.
really? Yeah, I've seen some of that stuff on TikTok and YouTube. By the way, Phil's on TikTok. I'm
Oh,
getting, I'm
yes, I
getting,
am.
I'm getting
People keep
hammered
saying,
on.
like, they're like,
Yeah, no,
oh,
no.
I keep seeing your drawings all the time. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just update it to like once a week. I don't really do anything else on it. And people,
I don't. I got
I don't know
banned
how it
from
works.
TikTok entirely. I was a proud day. Like literally, like yeah, you have like 2 days to download your shit. You're out. And then I had to
Yeah,
create a
see it.
new account. And now I'm on like the second strike. So I know fucking three's coming someplace. It just sucks trying to rebuild your brand, by, you know, kind of getting pushed down and the things they think are community standard violations are just like
I got one strike because I did I sometimes I draw really goofy stuff, and I drew this cartoon of a kitty cat hanging on a rope, and it just said "Hang in there, kitty," and he had all those like googly eyes and his tongue sticking out. It was really fun. It was like really comical drawing, and they removed it for his community standards. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
whatever.
violence or whatever it is.
Yeah,
That's kind of
yeah.
like I know this is so wrong, people, but I laugh my ass off every time I've seen it. It's like if you drive in the streets, someplace and you see a dead animal and people start putting the "get well soon" balloons on them.
They did that in Toronto once. There was a raccoon that was dead in the street for like 3-4 days, and someone started putting like stuff around it, and they didn't go deal with it. And it's morbid but hilarious at the same time.
It is so wrong but so right. It's great. Um,
What's your favorite cryptid to uh, depict in your artwork?
Oh, honestly, the Nightcrawler, just because it's 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 so weird because you can do so much with so little. It's just basically a pair of pants. My favorite cryptid is the Mothman because I moths and we have some kind of weird understanding in life. I mentioned that actually when I was in Vegas last time with Dave, and I was talking with Tim Senor, and I was mentioning, yeah, moth is like my spirit animal. They always seem to find me, and then right then this big huge white moth came and landed on my jacket. But the Nightcrawler is my favorite to draw because there's so much you can do with so little. It's just the way you draw him you can portray different emotions and everything. And his big thing is because the Nightcrawler, if you know what he looks like, it almost looks like a walking pair of pants. And
yeah,
so in my cartoons,
like this
yeah,
thing on top, blob on top.
and I always try to draw him like stealing pants. He'll go out and he'll find some clotheslines and jump into a pair of pants and go walking away. And then the man in black is kind of the cryptid military police guy comes by. He's like, "Hey, you can't be stealing pants. Like, we're gonna take you to the cryptid clothier." And then he takes the Nightcrawler to the cryptid clothier and gets them all cleaned up. And then Nightcrawler gets a girlfriend, and they go for ice cream. And Mothman is serving them ice cream, and it's a little date night for them. So it works out pretty good. Yes, I have a Mrs. Nightcrawler that I draw too.
Well, you can dress them like one could be wearing like regular like male shoes, and the other one could be wearing like fishnet stockings
Well,
because
she does have the fishnet stockings.
yeah. So I get that. That is the strangest cryptid in the world. It's
There
just
will be plushies made of it as well, by the way.
I think that's fantastic. People are gonna look at it like, what is that? Oh, it's the Nightcrawler. That would be great to make the plushie and accessories like little hose, you know.
Oh, the summertime aliens do have accessories that are going to be at the art walk.
Summertime alien, nice.
Yeah, one alien. Carl has a pink speedo that he's wearing. That's what he researched on Earth. He's like, hey, he researched European style bathing suits, so he came up with that. And then Stanton has a pair of swimming trunks with lobster print on them. And
it's
Foxx,
really
Foxx
cool
has made
stuff.
those. It's hilarious. I don't have them here, but if she I should have invited her over with a bunch of them to show off. But
oh no, it's all good, and hopefully they take off and people buy more of them. Like
yeah, the
plushies.
Nice. The plushies seem like they're
people like stuff.
Yeah, becoming more popular at the souvenir stands at the Mothman Festival.
Yeah, I mean, look how cool the alien is. I would have bought it.
Yeah.
Fabrice. So all the aliens are basically named after. Well, Fabrice is named after Jacques Vallée because his middle name is Fabrice. Obviously, Stanton for Carl Stanton, and Alan for J. Allen Hynek. And then Carl is the alien that bothered Dave back in the day.
Oh, that's the one that Does the Hynek one have the pipe?
No, I made all the gray aliens pretty much the same. There's just a very subtle difference in each of their personalities.
Right.
Which is then you have to kind of read the comics and the stories and everything that go with it, and it's just more stuff that I'm putting together and everything. But the Stanton actually his character has a tramp stamp.
Really?
I don't. That character's in Glendale, Arizona, so I'll never be able to show you. But it's the deal was they went and took the UFO. They stole Fabrice's UFO, went to the store, bought some snacks, then they went into a tattoo place, and they were in there, and the guy behind the counter was like, "Oh, this is really popular with the ladies." And Stanton's like, "Oh, I'm going to get that." So he got a tramp stamp that says Earth 1947 on it, written in alien language. And it's
see, this is the fun part about it.
Yeah, then they crashed their UFO, and then Fabrice had to pick them up from the bus stop.
It's this, but the whole story, the plot behind it, everything's shutting down now. I don't know. Maybe
you're going through one of those New York power outage things that they apparently do.
No,
there's just too much garbage piled up beside the house.
I will tell you, this apartment is like Grand Central Station when it comes to spirits, to the point where my non-believing, other half has seen some shit that will turn you white, and she's watching something. She goes, "You see that?" I said, "Yeah." I'm like, "You saw it?" She goes, "Yeah." And then that's when I go and I'm not fucking crazy. I see it all the time. I'm like you. I don't watch TV. I'll do YouTube here and there or whatever, like some stupid videos. And I'm sitting with all the lights out except for the TV light. And you can just see in the dark on the right-hand side. And I see what looks like the Predator type of glimmer.
I'd probably soil myself.
Peeks up, and he's kind of trying to get to the right. And I said, "I see you. Just walk." And he peeks back up again, and I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." And he walks and then he goes and disappears. Yeah, it's a really weird building, So, but that's what happens when you have like build it on probably some Indian burial ground, like fucking Stephen King or whatever. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, there's a lot of burial grounds and junk, and you'd think they'd hold a lot of spirits and things like that. Why wouldn't they?
I mean, some of them do, but like I'm not. I've done the ghost hunting, you know, and it's like, okay, turn the flashlight on, yay, whatever. But when I finally tapped into what I can do, which blew my mind, I don't need to go anyplace. I can actually see them and talk to them. I do readings for people now. I do a lot of free stuff, and then I have the paid people that want to pay. What do I owe you? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I have paid clients. But a lot of stuff I've done is to stop people from hurting themselves. We'll just say killing themselves. And I'm not going to get off a phone for no reason. But I actually had a woman out of Canada that was having an issue. She's trying to kill herself to get to her husband that she loved and who passed away. And I'm sitting in a car in New York talking to this woman through Messenger, and I'm seeing her dead husband and dead daughter. And they're like, they don't want you to do that. You're not supposed to. And I'm like literally playing translator. And at the end of that, and you know, you sit there and go, did that just happen? And that's what I used to do. And now it's just like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I get people coming to, like, go to the store, get in my car, or get some food to go make on a barbecue. And I hear an old woman, and I see her. She's like a grandmother type. And she's like, she's such a good girl. She just needs to straighten up a bit and clean up. You need to tell her that and I'm like, lady, I'm not telling that to her. you know, I don't want to tell her, I'm, no, that's not me. It's weird, you know, when you start, everybody can do it. You can do it. I'm sure you would be able to do it quicker than most people because
Hmm.
you're using two hemispheres of the brain. Um, because it's what's intuitive. It's you're made of. If you believe in a higher power, God made man in His image, and so part of that is the ability to communicate with God without having to go through X, Y, and Z to get to it. But people block that out because it's an act of imagination. Little Billy's talking to dead people is real, but that's his imaginary friend. And then
It
if there
seems
was a
like they
card,
stifle that at a young age.
they do. They purposely do, and then they block it, and then they calcify it, and then you don't get in touch with it until later on when you go to college or university and you do a lot of drugs, and then you start talking to dead people again. It's like
Well, people, it's like a muscle memory, right? The more you use it, the
one hundred
more.
percent. Yeah, and then that begets others. So the first thing you get is an intuitiveness or an empath. So you're an empath. You feel stuff. Like, I don't feel like we shouldn't go to the store tonight. Oh, I shouldn't go home because my wife's going to be pissed off. Whatever. That's the intuitive, the empath part of it. And if you're a super empath and you're really in touch with that stuff, you literally take on all the emotions. So if someone's really happy, you like, oh, I feel great. But when you're walking down the street and you pass some people, you're like, oh my God. Like I've passed people that were their family members died and they had to figure out their life, and I was feeling all those emotions, and it was insane. It's like by my house in Florida, I was actually interviewing a person to be on my show who's a tarot card reader, really good. And while I'm interviewing her, like a mile away, 2 blocks away, I'm a New Yorker, so we always go like 2 blocks or whatever. My wife's getting our youngest from middle school. So the high school and the middle school are next to each other, with a ditch drain. So my youngest comes out of the middle school, walks over this little bridge, and comes to the high school parking lot. We pick her up and go. Well, while that was happening, a kid my daughter's age on a bicycle, 2 kids were messing around. He was that kind of kid. He would ride in the street. He caused problems. Well, he got killed. 13-year-old boy got killed. The other kid, broke a couple of appendages. Huge tractor trailer went over his head and crushed it. My wife was there. She's trained in CPR. And she was like, it affected her dramatically. But part of what I do is when I go past there, I see the kid and he's sitting in the middle of the median, just sitting there kind of looking like he has no idea what's going on. He's stuck there. So I've had to tell him, like, you need to go to the light, go into the light, go into the light. And I can see it. I can see the stains. It sucks. It is not a good gift, but that's the bad part about it.
I don't really have any superpowers or anything. I've seen some strange things and had a couple weird encounters or whatever, whatnot, but I don't have any superpowers. I think maybe besides like drawing cartoons, if that counts. But
well, I mean, you're dabbling in a universe that has a lot of like weird stuff, and sometimes I think you're more open to that strangeness. And I'm sure if Mr. Scott over there said, "Hey, Fylth, come with us. We're gonna go to my Bigfoot spot," and I think you would go. And I think Bigfoot would just get a kick out of you, like, that guy's great. He's the most normal one out of all of them,
Look at how bald his head is.
Yeah, he's so smooth.
It all migrated to his chest and back.
Yes. I wish I can do that. That's a new trend, by the way, everybody. The new trend is take your dog and they shave a bald spot on its head.
Oh,
and the rest there. I swear to God, it's the most hysterical thing. It's like, it looks like some old guy, like Old Man Witherspoon at the lighthouse.
Yeah. Well, that was like me. I got no hair on the top, but I could grow wicked, like mad scientist / Hulk Hogan. Like I got the side still I can do, but the top there's like I got the 2 Homer Simpson hairs basically up there.
There's my brother.
Luckily,
great. Yeah.
Hello, Eric.
Yeah,
luckily
Eric's
I have
great.
a nice shaped dome, so it works out good for me.
You do. I mean, I noticed that. Like when we did the promo was very Mask-esque, Jim Carrey, with the cigarette holder.
It was just a pen of mine because
but it looks like it's like
and I mean, he's sitting here chewing on this thing all show. So
yeah, it's fun. That's what makes life.
Mask was also
better.
a pretty good comic book.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I went to work one day and I shaved this part of my mustache and that side of my beard. Literally walked in. No one noticed, not even the wife. This was years ago. Not one fucking perpet. No one noticed. Didn't say a word. And they're like, "Oh, wow, did you lose weight?" I'm like, "You're a fucking idiot."
Dumbass.
Yeah.
We shaved one of our friend's eyebrows on the opposite sides. So it looked like his head was off center. He passed out all like loaded up. We're like 16 years old. Just shaved his one side and the other side. And oh man.
That is the worst. Never, ever, ever pass out in front of friends drunk.
Especially if we're all a bunch of jokesters like us.
Oh yeah. Did you ever use the permanent markers?
Oh yeah. We did that one time, and my buddy Matt, he's not with us anymore. Dumbass. Still love you though, buddy. But anyway, he used to pass out really early, and so we drew all over him and everything. And then we went to his bedroom. We took everything in his room and piled it onto his bed. And then we go downstairs. Go, Matt, you got to get up, buddy. It's time for bed. He goes upstairs, and all he just hears is, and then everything crashing down off his bed. And he comes downstairs and tries yelling at me, but
he's drunk.
Then he realized it's me, and he's like, "I'm really sorry, Klaus," because I was like, I hung out with all the preppy kids for the most part. I was only the like weird gothic kid that hung out with anyone, and so they kind of just gave me a pass for whatever
Right.
reason. Because I guess they just made me feel bad for me. But yeah, it was kind of funny. Then he tried to yell at me, and then nothing really worked. And then he just went to bed. And then he got up later on and was yelling because he went to the washroom, and he realized that he drew like a dink on the side of his face and a rocket ship on his forehead and like a swirl. And it was just out of control.
They make this new thing. It's a I guess a dick laser. It's a red. It has a set of scrotum and the penis on it, and you can
Wang.
sit. I swear to God, I'll send you the video, and you can sit like at a concert. You can sit really far away and just have this thing appear on their face, and they don't even know they have it.
As he's singing away, doing
Oh
the balance so his mouth is open. Just
Yep. That's it. That's what you do.
That's
Whoever
glorious.
has a dick laser, want to cut it out.
Whatever,
These
you're a
are fun
dickhead,
things
man.
to do. Yeah, you're a real dickhead. But yeah,
Oh,
we had
boy.
one friend who they shaved his head because he passed out. And first it was a mohawk. They gave him the mohawk, and he's like, "You guys suck." Then they just shaved him like bald, like Charlie Brown. And then on the third time when he passed out, we painted that Charlie Brown thing on the back of his
A
head.
little swirl.
Yeah.
You should have just did a black hole in the top of his head, then you could have called him Dickhead.
Well, you'd be yelling at us, and all we would do is like, rah, 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 rah. It's like, I'm going to kill all you guys. Well, this is what we do. See, this is the artist in us. Mark's an artist. He's an author. He's stand-up comedian. He's a producer. Fylth, artist. We all have this craziness to us, but it's fun crazy. It's that good side. Like, we had a friend that we wanted to hang out with in high school, but he's with his girlfriend. We're like, dude, just stop. Don't go out with her tonight. No, it's our anniversary. So they actually, in Queens, they had an outdoor movie. So, like, you'd have to line up on the street to go in. It was like a marquee and whatever. And we were bored, and we were like determined, like, fuck this, we got to get him. So one of our friends had a minivan, and we put ski masks on, and we went right up there, and we kidnapped his ass. And we took off. People are screaming. One guy's trying to stop one of us. He got pushed down. And, I mean, we just held him down. We took the corner, and we're like, hey, buddy, yeah, we're going to go down to the city. He's like, dude, my girlfriend's going to call the cops. I'm like, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, we called them already.
Ransom letter. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
This is before cell phones where people can track
you. Have to run to a payphone and everything. And
yeah, payphones are great.
Payphones are
people
great.
Don't even know what the payphone is.
We used to call you dial 0 to get the collect call, and you'd be like,
"Yep,
hey, we're gonna come over. Don't accept the charges. Okay, bye." And then you'd hang up, call back, and then you have like a whole like one-sided conversation.
Yeah,
that was always fun.
Oh, that's great. Those were great. That they used to do a commercial like collect call from had a baby. It's a boy. Click. It was so much better. Yeah. Well, you didn't have to worry about being really tracked. We didn't have beepers. We didn't have cell phones. It was just a better life. Caller ID was pretty cool. The only thing really cool was, and it was for radio show contests, which I don't know if you had them up in Canada. I had the one like you have to wait.
The rotary phone?
Rotary phone versus the beep boop boop. And then we finally put it like, well, what happens if we just put a push button there? All it did was when you pressed the 9, it went internally. So that switched to that tone thing.
People used to hack with the tones.
Oh yeah, we used to have a recorder, and you like cha-ching, you like put like $3 in with a tape player, and you're making free phone calls.
Yeah, that was weird. What a time to be alive.
Yep. Dial 551. Where the hell were you living? Oh yeah. So there
was something like that in Edmonton we used to do.
Yeah, and you lock the phone in, so it just keeps ringing and ringing.
Yeah. Wow, there's a memory unlocked.
Yes. Level up. Yeah. Eric is a great guy. Really, really smart. I think he was my first guest, I believe. I don't remember first or second. He works on some crazy stuff. Like government based things, and he's a physicist. So, and he runs an observatory actually we may be doing a show from the telescope, so a bit like a real telescope, not like one of those you sit there like this, like a real telescope, like the whole dorm open.
An observatory.
Yeah. So
that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, it's going to be great. It'd be kind of cool if we can do it, and then and now we're going to switch to, what do you call it? Like some galaxy, and show some galaxy.
Please, like for that show, just do not set the telescope on Uranus.
Oh, I'm going to have to set it on Uranus. Someone pronounced
close up here, folks.
Yes, we need a close up of Uranus. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark's Uranus. Someone pronounced it differently. Not Uranus. It was like they didn't pronounce it Uranus. It was a different pronunciation. I was like, oh, that's a clever way of getting around Uranus.
That's clever. You see, sneaky devil.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot what it was, but I'm really thankful that you were a guest on the show and you came on, and hopefully you come back when the new book comes out, and then we'll show some slides and we'll sell some books and whatever. And
I had a good time.
I appreciate that. I thank Mark for being here too, because he's the brains of the operation.
Thanks, Mark.
I'm just a pretty boy, and, whatever.
But I had fun. I'm sorry I was running a little bit late. But it's nice to work with both of you again.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's fantastic, and I'm going to try to check out your show on Saturdays, because I'll get stuck at something.
Pacific,
so that's 5 p.m. Eastern. Hey Kitty, there she.
Hi Kitty.
Hey Kitty. Sorry, we're gonna go bye in a minute. But there's always the reruns.
Snacks, so. Yes.
Right, like Spaced Out Radio, we have our archives on YouTube, which I'll slowly be uploading to our Rumble page, because YouTube is getting too sensitive. They're just so sensitive.
Dave's got about
get a strike.
70 years worth of shows to send over to Rumble now.
Yeah. I mean, but they only allow you like 2 hours a day or something like that.
Yeah.
It's whatever. If you don't pay for it, I don't want to pay for anything.
Yeah, I'm a tightwad too.
It's not a tightwad. Everything's so expensive. And when you have daughters, it just gets even twice. It's like double expensive. My daughter's like, I never ask you for anything expensive. And I'm like, really? I want a MacBook Pro. I want an iPhone 16. I want a Jeep. Nothing expensive. Oh, okay. But I'd love to get my hands on one of them dogmen. So whenever they go public, and you have more, I'm going to put my order in. But I may have to go up to Canada to get it, because the shipping and the cost of it is atrocious.
Brain damaged. Yeah, and Canada Post is going on strike soon here, so that doesn't help.
Really?
Yeah. They did that last December. They went on strike, and then now they're thinking about it again.
Oh, that's going to work really well.
Yes.
So, but yes, Kitty, I'm sorry, but replay the show. It was fun. I had a couple audio issues, but thank God Mark, he's the pretty guy down below. He was here. And actually, we're going to do a Mark Eddy show, by the way, sometime this summer, because Mark has a new book out. But, Phil, where can people find you?
Go to Fylthy.com, FYLTHY.com. There's links to all my social media junk on there. And you can email me. If you look at my social media and you see any of the art, my Instagram and everything's on there. If there's any art that you like and you'd like the original, let me know. I could probably do a print, but I'd rather send out the originals because they're way better. Get a little certificate of authenticity. I usually throw some extra goodies in there as well.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
I appreciate you bringing me on the show, Mr. Bowden.
Oh, it's my pleasure, brother. It's just I'm tired of all the paranormal stuff. So tell me again where you saw Bigfoot and what was he doing on the river? I'm like, who fucking cares? It's like, let's get other people on.
If,
It's like
if you ever need a
Stanton
guest in a
Freeman.
Yes. If you ever need a guest in a pinch, I'll come on and ramble with you.
Please
anytime.
do. Yeah, I mean, and if there's somebody coming on that you're interested in, like, wow, I really like to talk to him, let me know, and I'll just bring you on as a co-host. We'll have Mark and you and whatever.
We'll make it work.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be fun. But yeah, and also catch them on Spaced Out Radio Monday through Saturday. I would assume now.
Well,
Monday
except for Friday, we're rolling dice on Friday.
Oh, you're rolling dice on Friday. Forget that.
Mama needs it. Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific, I'll be on Spaced Out Radio, draw cartoons for about an hour, and
that's fun stuff.
It is. Yeah, people get to listen to me fight the cats. They made a couple of appearances earlier today.
Yeah, that's the difference between dogs and cats. Dogs will just sit back and whatever. Cats will be right in your mug. They're like, I don't care.
You're busy now.
Yeah, I don't care if you're painting. Yeah, I want to be touched. But thank you again for coming on. And like I always do when I end my show, if it wasn't for Fylth and Mark and everybody and you, all of you in chat and everything else, this couldn't happen. And so I always end it with my song, You. And you guys have a blessed week. Watch out for this. Don't forget the strawberry full moon is coming. So hopefully there'll be some cream with that. And have a great night. Good night, everybody.
You, it's always been you. God showed me you. I have been searching decades for you. I found you, I lost you. My heart is broken without you. My soul aches for you. I need you, I want you. My days are filled with you. I've seen the future with you. My home is with you. I have felt the future with you. My nights are filled with you. Love is you. True love is you. My happiness is you. Every past life is with you. My dreams are filled with you. Life is meaningless without you. My future is with you. I will fight for you. I will defend you. I will give up my life for you. Whatever it takes for you. Nothing else matters but you. I love you. I love you. I love you. God showed me you. I have been searching decades for you. I found you, I lost you. My heart is broken without you. My soul aches for you. I need you, I want you. My days are filled with you. I have seen the future with you. My home is with you. I have felt the future with you. My nights are filled with you. Love is you, true love is you. Love is you, true love is you. My happiness is you. Every past life is with you. My dreams are filled with you. Life is meaningless without you. My future is with you. I will fight for you. I will defend you. I will give up my life for you. Whatever it takes for you. Nothing else matters but you. I love you. I love you. Life is meaningless without you. My future is with you.